Now, this your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boston Clinic and more. You know what it is. Shout out to everybody that's on the YouTube grind, boxing, sports, whatever it is. Now, I'm not giving a reaction to this album, Revival. I'm giving a reaction to the reaction that the majority of people that I've seen talk about the album said it was trash. And I know dudes that really take their craft seriously about rapping. Said it was trash. Diehard Eminem fans said it was trash. And and I'm not one to judge an album after 24 hours. And I don't plan on listening to the album. I haven't listened to Eminem maybe 10, early 2000s. I mean, it's not to say that he's not a great rapper, but in my opinion, there's nothing, as a teenager, I got to a certain point that I can relate to what he was rapping about no more. At first it was cool. It was cool that he was, kind of funny, nice lyrical, good wordplay, and it was just at the point it was like, when I got older, my eyes started to open to the streets that, I just got more attracted into the older school rap and the hustling movement. The trap rap was starting to bang, and I could relate a little bit more to that because that's what I seen. And Eminem, I can't, too much relate about, stabbing his mom and what he's going through with his mom and all that other crap. To me, I hadn't been able to relate to him for a long time. My personal favorite Eminem album was the Eminem Show. Songs like Superman, song they were just dissing Jermaine Dupri on there. You had Timberland make a cameo at the end. I mean, that was a very, very well album. That was that was my favorite. And that's probably the last time I truly actually gave him a real ear and bought it. I had my mom buy that album. I hasn't been able to relate to him, in a long time. Our songs he did, I did relate to some songs he did, but as far as an album, I just couldn't relate. Before this album dropped, before he even announced he was dropping it, he did the little Trump cipher and BT. I said I just, I hadn't, I couldn't relate to him for many years, and people say, how can you say that and that, and I said I didn't really care for Rap God as well. It just, my place in my life was totally different. It's nothing I could relate to Eminem anymore at that point, and maybe I never could relate. Maybe I just liked his music and how organic it was in the beginning, but now I can't listen to him rap. I have him in my top 5 based on what he did early in his career. And I hear people say, this guy can't be top 5 after this album. Everybody had a weak album. Every rapper tends to fall off. The style is gone. The rap style has changed now. The beats have changed. It's only so many rappers that can change with the times. I mean, it's only so many Jay-Z's. It's only so many LL Cool J's. I mean, guys that transcend through eras, Once that era of rap is over, a lot of guys can't, reinvigorate themselves, reinvent themselves to the next era. We seen Run DMC try to get with the gangster 90s rap, and it didn't really work for them. Even they brought in P-Rock, P-Rock. It just didn't work. It didn't work for them. They couldn't translate from the 80s to the 90s, and it happens very, very often in rap. And it's not a detriment to Eminem's career because he had a whack album and he's out of touch with rap. Times just change. It happens. It really does. The 90s rappers, guys like DOC who wrote the majority of the Chronic, had an issue transforming from the late 90s, and they brought Jay-Z in to write Still Dre. You know what I'm saying? So, you could be the best, lyrical rapper of all time, but don't mean you're going to have the longevity that Jay-Z and LL Cool J had. LL went through the 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s, still was able to reinvent himself. Jay-Z, 90s, 2000s, he's still able to do a record that people can relate to. Eminem, it is what it is. It doesn't make him any less greater or better. Even if he dropped a good album, he is where he is on your list. And if you're dropping him because of this album was whack, you're an idiot. Because every rapper loses touch, It's like KRS-One trying to really drop a mainstream album right now, The Tribe album was nice. De La Soul new album was nice. But really, was kids really was they really going to that album? Were they really gravitating to that album? Absolutely not. So this doesn't make Eminem any less of a rapper. It's just, he out of touch. And it happens. in an era of rap where ad libs, they make songs out of ad libs where the beat is more important than the lyrics on the song. You know, in an era where they glorify, you know, alcohols and drugs and being an idiot and dressing like girls. I mean, of course he's not gonna fit in. You know, a new sound, a new flavor. You know, it is what it is. Everybody get out of touch at a point in time, man. I'm not mad. It is what it is. We gone.